Set in the roaring chaos of 1930s Chicago, The Untouchables plunges you straight into the battle against Prohibition-era gangsters and their dodgy dealings. The film, released in 1987, boasted a cast that reads like a who's who of crime cinema. Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Robert De Niro, Andy Garcia. It was a classic, and one I'd watch with my father whenever it came on the TV back in the day.
Get him. He pulls a knife, you pull a gun. He sends one of yours to the hospital, you send one of his to the morgue.
Got him.
Unsurprisingly, Ocean jumped at the opportunity to bring the action to the Commodore 64, releasing the game a couple of years later. Given their track record with Hollywood tie-ins, often resulting in disappointing adaptations, it's worth taking a retrospective look to see whether The Untouchables falls into the same trap. The game plays out across 6 distinct stages, primarily casting you as Elliot Ness, the relentless agent determined to topple Al Capone's empire. Every now and then you get to switch characters, adding a bit of variety, though the gameplay style swifts dramatically from one stage to another. You start the game in a warehouse, on a mission to track down Capone's henchmen and wrestle some evidence from their sweaty grips. Sounds like a straightforward opening level to ease you into the game, but it quickly turns into a hailstorm of bullets and frustration. You'll be blasting through waves of Capone's mobsters, hopping across teetering crates and grabbing power-ups like your life depends on it. Because it does. And what usually happens to me is, just when I thought I'd have a moment to breathe, some slippery rogue swipes the evidence, and suddenly I'm back on the chase. No extra lives to fall back on either, which I thought was pretty brutal. It's one life, one shot at completion, but plenty of opportunities to send your joystick flying across the room. If you somehow make it through this marathon of mayhem, probably thanks to a mountain of save states and saint-like patience, the rest of the game actually starts to shine. The warehouse might be the brutal gatekeeper, but once you're past it, things genuinely get a lot better. After surviving the warehouse slaughterhouse, you find yourself on the US-Canada border, playing customs officer with a machine gun. The game suddenly switches gears into what feels like a classic light gun shooter, except you're lying prone like a sniper trying to stop an avalanche of booze smuggling wise guys. You need to blast through waves of smugglers trying to sneak cases of illegal hooch across the line before they disappear into the Great White North. It's basically Operation Wolf, but without the benefit of a health bar that's easy to refill, and with a lot more awkward crawling on the ground. The tension here was surprisingly decent, as you've got to dodge incoming fire, manage your team by swapping between Ness and his buddies when one takes a beating, and make every shot count, because time is tight and mistakes are quickly punished. It was a nice palate cleanser after the unforgiving warehouse carnage. If you can keep your cool and be resourceful with your ammo, this level proves the game can actually get smoother once you're past the initial headache. So, now we've survived not only the warehouse mayhem, but also the US border shootout, it's now onto Chicago's dark alleys, armed with a shotgun and a big "don't mess with me" attitude. It's basically a cover-based shootout that feels like Cabal's gritty cousin. Dodge, duck, reload behind walls, and blast Capone's mobsters before the clock runs out. You can switch between teammates to stay sharp, because this level definitely turns up the heat. While it's not straight from the film, in fact it's not even in the film at all, it still captures the gritty 1930s Chicago atmosphere with plenty of shotgun-fueled action to keep things interesting. Level 4 drops you into Chicago's Union Station, with the rather unusual task of escorting a pram down a staircase swarming with Capone's mobsters. It's a strange level, this one, and I was pretty frustrated playing through it, but at least this part was in the original film, sort of. Protect the pram, take out the baddies, and try not to turn the whole thing into a right old mess. One mistake, and you're back to the start. This stage calls for some serious multitasking under pressure, juggling cover fire with careful footing. It's tough, but there's a real sense of achievement when you manage to get through unscathed. Now you're George Stone, played by Andy Garcia in the film. A crack shot with just 5 seconds to bring down a hostage taker. Steady your aim, as one slip up, and it's curtains. Simple, but enough to have you on the edge of your seat. Come on, it was the 80s. The finale sees you, as Elliot Ness, face off against Frank Nitti on a courthouse rooftop. It's a bit like the alleys in Stage 3, but with a bit more room to shuffle about sideways. After a few well-placed shots, you will send Nitti tumbling into a short but tidy 3D sequence. Always a satisfying conclusion. And that's that. Graphically, The Untouchables was impressive, with the large detailed sprites and smooth scrolling where it counts. The music was a mix of 1930s classics and original tunes that fit the mood nicely, though you can switch between music or sound effects at the start of each level. Controls are tight and responsive throughout, but the only real gripe is that the difficulty spikes hard early on, especially in that warehouse. I hate that level. This isn't the easiest game to warm to, thanks largely to that brutal first level that will test your sanity. But persevere past that, and you'll find a game that captures the film's noirish appeal and delivers varied, mostly well-crafted gameplay. The Untouchables isn't quite a hidden gem, more like a gem buried under a mountain of bullets. With a modern remake, it could have the potential to become a true classic. For now though, treat it like a tough old friend who demands respect and patience. If you're a fan of the original film and enjoy a bit of old school gangster action, it's definitely worth a go if you can be arsed getting through the first bit. Just maybe keep a spare joystick close by for when things get a bit intense. Thanks for watching guys, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and be sure to share your experiences with the Untouchables in the comments section. As always, your continued support is massively appreciated, so hit that subscribe for more content just like this. Check out the various playlists on the channel for more Commodore Amiga or Commodore 64 titles, and maybe stick around as there's another one coming up right now. Hopefully. I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, bye for now. Thank you to the following Patreons for your continued support, and also those who joined the YouTube membership. You guys really are the lifeblood for the channel, and spur me on to continue making these nostalgic videos. Much love, and thank you once again. Stay retro.